Hello guys and welcome to our next tutorial. Today we will learn about multidimensional array. Multidimensional array are basically array that have rows, different rows and columns. They are similar to single dimensional array, but they are quite complex. They can become quite complex because of the number of values they have. So let's see this example that I have made, this code I have made. So basically we have an array. This is how you define a multi-dimensional array. We have the integer, variable type, data type, then identifier, then row and column. Okay, first one thing that you need to remember is that row always come before column. In every place the row will always come before the column, so it will be like data type, identifier, row, column. This is how you define a multi-dimensional array. So after that we have a function that we have a code that inputs the value into this array. It returns out enter 5 by 5, which is 25 values, because there are like 5 columns and 5 rows. So if 5 multiplied by 5 would be the amount of values that we have in the array, and we would have to enter that much values. Okay, values into the 2D array. Then we have for loop that is nested. So now you will ask, what is nested means? Nested means basically to merge to make something another thing, like combine something with another thing. Like we have kinda combined this. We have using the two of both of them inside each other. Use something inside each other is mean nesting. You can nest anything as much as you want, and C++ would run it, because nesting is one of the functions of C++, and it makes the code very extensive and very usable, and it makes it easier to code. Instead of writing different values again and again and again and again, you can just nest some for loops, while loops, if else, anything, and then it will work as intended. So we have a for loop, int I equal to 0, I is less than 5. So basically where this value, then we have increment, where this value would go to after like all the values have, like it has incremented to that max. The max it will go to is 4, because 4 is less than 5, and we don't have the less than or equal to sign. So basically it will go to only 4, and then it will stop there. Once it's at 4 and this condition is true, and it will stop running. And then we have another for loop that goes to 4 again, because we have 5 values, as I told in the last lecture, that the index starts from 0, 1, 2, 3. So the 4 is the 5th value of the array, and then C in there. Then we have a code over here that outputs the value from the array, and then C out values in 2D array, and then this means next line. This is same as and L, but it can sometimes be confusing. So let me use and L to make it keep it simple for you. Then we have the same arrays, same these for loops, same for loops that run and then output the value. And as you can see, they are defined 2 times over here. This is defined only for this for loop, and this is defined only for this for loop. These cannot really be accessed outside the for loop. If it was over outside, then it would have been accessible all over the int main function. But since it's inside a for loop, it's inside the for loop function, it cannot be accessed outside the for loop. So after that we have another for loop that goes and outputs the value. The value of I, this loop will execute I with value 0, then this loop will execute j with a value 0, then we get the first values in the thing. Then line by line they will keep on going until all of the 25 values are outputted onto the console. Then we have return 0. Okay, so let's run this code and see what input we get. Okay, so enter 25 values into the array. Let me enter them all. And as you can see, it has output all of the integers that we have inputted into the array out onto the console, values in the array, and they are 25, all of them, like the whole, all of the numbers are 25 in total. So this is how you can make your own multi-dimensional arrays, input values into that array and output values from that array, and then just use it in your code. So we will learn more on this in the next lectures by some more things that are necessary for you to learn, because they are very useful in the long term. So we will cover them in the next lecture. So for now, I hope you have an amazing